Many children across the metro are home from school again today, and with so much time indoors, your family might be dealing with cabin fever. So many parents are feeling isolated and stressed. Rochelle Parker with the Child Abuse Prevention Association is here to tell us how to really take care of ourselves during this very stressful time. And I hadn't thought about this, but this is stressful for parents.
It is. For kids, it's fun. They see the snow falling down. They're waiting for their school to be announced that there's no school.
Yeah.
While the parent is in the other room saying, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with my child 8 hours tomorrow?
Yeah.
So we have some techniques that I want to share with you today for how parents can manage that stress.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. I guess the first one is about making, having an activity.
Yes, so planning time together with your family, that includes all of the members of the family, is very important. We suggest planning something in the morning and the afternoon, giving the kids something to look forward to.
And then our second tip, let's talk about that, planning quiet time.
So you need quiet time. So after you've had the activity together, you need nap time, you need time where everyone can kind of go to their own corner of the house and either paint or color or draw or read a book, so that everyone has a little gives you the, gives space to each other.
Well, we all need a break, so that one just totally makes sense.
Yes, that's so important.
All right, now let's go to our final and third tip that we're going to talk about. It's knowing when to ask for help, or
knowing when to ask for help. And one of the ways you can ask for help is reaching out to your neighbors. Most of our neighbors have children, and so scheduling some time to get outside of the house, visiting with the neighbors across the street, letting your kids play with their kids, you having the time, to talk to adults, to have that adult time during the day.
So let's really talk about this. Is all the snowstorm, because we had the 4 or 5 days off during the last winter time, the snowstorm that we had, and then this now. So is it really causing additional child abuse or the threat of?
It can cause a lot more stress. So you have the added stress of maybe financial difficulties, marital problems, depression, things that you're dealing with personally. And then on top of that, as much as we love our kids, sometimes they can just stress us out and irritate us. So we find that during times where people are enclosed in a small space for a prolonged period of time, you just tend to irritate each other. So there are some 3 signs that we ask parents to look for to make sure that they're not getting ready to tip over to the edge. And one of those tips or signs is to look for isolation. You start feeling hopeless, you start feeling like you're in this all by yourself, and that's when we suggest that you reach out to another parent. A second sign that we ask parents to look for is feeling violent or having thoughts of violence, especially towards children. And that's definitely a time where the parents need to step aside and look into some personal care, some me time, even if it's a 5-minute break in the restroom by yourself. And then the third sign that we ask them to look for is signs of anger, especially if they can't articulate that to anyone. So if parents can identify those stressors and get them under control, then that helps prevent any factors of child abuse during this time of the year.
And then they can also reach out to the Child Abuse Prevention Center, which we have that hotline and the website on our website. So we want to make sure that people have that opportunity as well if they don't feel like there's a neighbor or someone that they can reach out to. Rochelle, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for those great tips. That's some good information we're going to need as we're all stuck inside together in this cold, cold weather. Kaylee?
Now, with the